Yeah. Hello, everyone. After seeing the properties of Fourier series, let's look into some of the problems. Okay, wherein we will be asked to find out the Fourier series coefficients x of k, which is in frequency domain. Fine. Now, the first problem is this, wherein a signal x of t is given, that is sine omega naught t. Understand, this sine omega naught t is a sinusoidal signal, okay, which can be expressed in terms of complex exponents. Remember that. Okay, so when I say sinusoidal, fine, you should understand that the sinusoidal signals can be expressed in complex exponentials also. Okay, for such a signal we have to find the Fourier series and draw its spectrum. What is Fourier series? Fourier series is expressing x of t in terms of complex exponentials. Okay, then from those complex exponentials we need to extract the coefficients and draw its spectrum. What is spectrum? X of t is a signal in time domain, and when it is taken into frequency domain, the frequency components are separated. Okay, and that frequency information is available in frequency domain, and that coefficients that we're talking about, which is available in frequency domain, is called as spectrum. Understand, different frequency components which are there in x of t can be separated. Okay, and that is referred to as spectrum. That is what we need to be drawing. Fine. Now given signal is x sine omega naught t, and we all know how sine omega naught can be omega naught t can be expressed in terms of the complex exponentials. Fine. It very clearly says that it is e power j omega naught t minus e power minus j omega naught t divided by 2j. So 2j in the denominator, this needs to be understood. Fine. Now we express this x of t, which was sinusoidal, in terms of the complex exponential. So expressing sinusoidals in terms of complex exponential is what is the requirement here. Now let's compare this equation 1 with the synthesis equation, which is given like this. We have seen this, okay, when we discussed the definition or the introduction of Fourier series. Okay, we discussed this equation. What is this x of t? X of t is being expressed in terms of the Fourier series coefficients. Understand? And these Fourier series coefficients are in frequency domain, and this is in time domain. So x of t is called as synthesis information, synthesis equation, wherein x of t is being synthesized provided x of k's are available. Understand? Now if you observe this equation 1, this actually is in terms of this x of t, the same x of t. Okay, this is also x of t, this is also x of t. This is in complex exponential terms. Okay, this also is in complex exponential terms. Understand? Now we have to compare these two equations. We have to compare these two equations. Understand? So what is available if you compare? Now see here, this x of t have expanded. Okay, what way it is expanded? See, it ranges from minus infinity to plus infinity. So let's start from minus infinity. Somewhere in between it, you will get x of minus 2. Okay, so this is which sample of x of t? This is t equal to minus 2 sample. Fine. And since this is minus 2, we have positive over here, x of 2t. Okay, since it's minus 1, here you have e power t, x of 0, x of 1. Understand that? So here, this is positive exponential. So if you have minus 1, it would be minus jk omega naught. If you have 1, it would be plus jk omega naught. See here, if it is 1, it is plus jk omega, e power plus jk omega naught. If it is minus 1, it is e power minus j omega naught. Understand that? Now, after comparing this and this, can you make out what is in place of k here? What is k here? Just compare these two terms. What is in place of k? Now, where do you find this? Where do you find this e power j omega naught t is here? E power j omega naught t is here. So e power j omega naught t means k is 1. If this k is 1, what is this x of k? This x of k is x of 1. Similarly, when do you find this e power minus j omega naught t? You'll find e power minus j omega naught t here when t is minus 1. Understand? So if k is minus 1, you have x of minus 1 here. So what we have to do is we have to identify the coefficients. So equation 1 can be called as the Fourier series. Okay, seeing this Fourier series, we need to extract the Fourier series components. Understand? So tell me, what is this now? 1 by 2j. What is k here? K is 1. Okay, if k is 1, then this is x of 1. If k is 1, this is x of 1. So we can refer to this as the component capital X of n in frequency domain. Similarly, if you come here, what is k? Compare this exponential with this exponential. K is minus 1. So if k is minus 1, this is x of minus 1. So this minus 1 by 2j, what you have is actually x of minus 1. Everybody understand? So there are two coefficients. One is x of 1 and the other is x of minus 1. So that needs to be extracted here. Okay, so observe that k has values plus 1 and minus 1. So that is what we've written. So comparing, what we can get is the coefficients x of 1, that is 1 by 2j, and another coefficient x of minus 1, which is minus 1 by 2j. Okay, except these two coefficients, all other coefficients are 0. That means here, except for plus or minus 1, rest all x of k's are zeros. That means you have only two components, that is x of 1 component and x of minus 1 component. This is what is the frequency information that we can get in frequency domain. So this is what is called frequency domain information. There are two components in sine omega t. See, here this was not available. Here if I ask you what is the frequency, you cannot say how many frequency components are there, tell me. You could not say that. But if you represent this in this form, okay, and compare it with this, you can easily extract these x of k's. Okay, and how many such x of k's are there? There are two such x of k's. One is x of 1 and then another one is x of minus 1. So there are two frequency components. Understand that? Okay, now what they're asking, you have to plot magnitude spectrum and phase spectrum. See, draw its spectrum. There are two spectrum. What is that? One is magnitude spectrum and another one is phase. What is phase and magnitude given a complex number? If you are given a complex number, what is magnitude spectrum and what is phase spectrum? Let's see that. See here. So if you are given a number, complex number a plus jb, okay, magnitude of that complex number can be taken as square root of a square plus b square. Or suppose if you want to see it other way, if you are given a plus jb, it can be converted into r theta form. So this is rectangular form, this is polar form. In polar form, this r is the magnitude, which is equal to square root of a square plus b square, and this theta is the phase. So now we are asked to obtain the magnitude and phase and draw it spectrum. Here, so what would it look like? So this is magnitude spectra. In this magnitude spectra, what is being told? What is x of 1? X of 1 magnitude is 1 by 2j. Magnitude of x of 1 is what? X of 1 is 1 by 2j. What is magnitude of x of 1? This is half. How did you get this half? What do you have to do here? Suppose if you have to see this as a complex number, a plus jb form. What is a? Is there a here? Real term a is there? No. Only the imaginary term is there, which is 1 by 2. Understand that? So 1 by 2 is imaginary term. So what happens? Square root of 1 by 2 square. That is square root of 1 by 4. Square root of 1 by 4 is 1 by 2. The same happens here. There is no real term, only imaginary term is there. Leave that j and take that 1 by 2, minus 1 by 2 or 1 by 2. Take minus 1 by 2. What happens? Square root of minus 1 by 2 square. So it is square root of 1 by 4 again, which again is half. So you have one component at x, k is equal to 1. You have another component at k is equal to -1. So if this x-axis is k, it is what? Frequency domain. If this x-axis is t, it is time domain. So this is magnitude spectra. What is phase spectra? You need to do r theta. You need to just bring it to r theta form. This is in a plus jb form. Bring it to r theta form in your calculator. Okay, and and theta, you extract theta from there. That would be your phase, which happens to be this. Everybody understand? I repeat, this is in a plus jb form. That is this form. In your calculator, convert this into r theta form. Okay, this theta would be the phase. So this is the phase spectrum. Okay, phase at -1 is pi by 2. Phase at k equal to 1 is minus pi by 2. This is what is called the magnitude and phase spectra plot. Okay, there is another way in which we can see the phase. What is that? If magnitude of a plus jb is square root of a square plus b square, then its phase is tan inverse of minus b by a. So that can also be done, but this happens to be the easier way of dealing with the phase. That's why I insisted you to go with this when you are extracting the phase from these two. And when would there be a phase? When they are complex number, there would be a phase. If it is a real number, there will not be a phase. If there is a j term, yes, phase is there. Otherwise, the phase is zero. Real terms don't have phase there. Okay, maybe we'll see such examples in the coming problems. Everybody understand what did we do here? A sinusoidal signal was given. For that sinusoidal signal, we had to obtain the Fourier series coefficients and draw its spectrum. So express in terms of the exponentials, complex exponentials. So comparing this with the equation, synthesis equation, okay, identify the coefficients and draw the spectrum, magnitude and phase spectrum. Understand? So let's go on with the second problem. That's evaluate the Fourier series representation for the signal. Sketch magnitude and phase spectra. How this problem is different from the first problem? In the first problem, only sine omega naught t was given. There was just one sinusoidal. But here, this x of t is the sum of the sinusoidals. Sum of the sinusoidals. Now, this first sinusoidal has got its own angular frequency, and the second sinusoidal has also got its own angular frequency. What is how to find out the angular frequency of these signals? Which standard form? What is the standard form? What is sinusoidal standard form? That is sine omega naught t. So what is omega naught here? 2 pi is omega naught t. 2 pi is omega naught. What is omega naught here? It is cos omega naught t. So comparing it with cos omega naught t, so omega naught is 3 pi. So angular frequency of this is 3 pi. Angular frequency of this is 2 pi. Then what is the angular frequency of x of t? Is what first we need to extract. Okay, so let's do that now. See here, this is the given signal. So let's compare this. Okay, sine 2 pi it is. This is first signal, right? So angular frequency of first signal, let's denote that as omega naught 1. Okay, and that is 2 pi, very clearly shown. And this is the second signal. Let's call the second signal as signal angular frequency omega naught 2, and that is 3 pi. Fine. So what is the angular frequency of x of t then? How to find out that? So omega naught, that is the angular frequency of x of t, is given by GCD of omega naught 1 and omega naught. What is GCD? GCD is the greatest common divisor. So there is 2 pi and there is 3 pi. So which is the greatest common divisor which will divide both of these numbers? Will 2 divide both? No. Will 3 divide both? No. What is common there? Pi. So pi is the greatest common divisor. Okay, so if you take pi, 2 times is 2 pi, 3 times is 3 pi. So that is what pi is, the greatest common divisor of 2 pi and 3 pi, and that greatest common divisor of omega naught 1 and omega naught 2 would become the angular frequency of x of t. Okay, so what we have done is we have obtained the angular frequency, because if you know the angular frequency, then I can know k. If I know k, then only I'll be able to identify whether the coefficients are existing at k equal to 1 or k equal to 2 or k equal to 3, like that. Everybody's okay. So this is very important. This omega not equal to pi is very important. From what point of view? This will help us to identify the coefficients in frequency domain. Understand that? Okay. Now, what did we do here? This is given. So sine 2 pi t needs to be expressed in terms of complex exponentials. Similarly, cos 3 pi t needs to be expressed in terms of the complex exponential. Now see here. This is sine omega naught, sine 2 pi t, right? See here, sine 2 pi t. Sine 2 pi t is e power j 2 pi t minus e power minus j 2 pi t divided by 2j. So in the denominator we'll have 2j. So this is sine wave. This is cosine wave. The cosine wave will have 2 in the denominator. The sine wave will have 2j in the denominator. Okay, so this is because of this complex exponential has come. This term has come because of sine 2 pi t, and this term has come because of cos 3 pi t. So if you expand sine 3 pi 2 pi t, it is this. If you expand cos 2 pi t, it is this. Fine. Now there are 4 terms. In earlier problem there was just one sinusoidal signal, so we had 2 exponentials, so 2 coefficients. In this problem we have 2 sinusoidals. From 2 sinusoidals, each sinusoidal is giving us 4 complex exponentials with which a coefficient is associated. So there are 4 complex exponentials, and with every exponential there is a coefficient associated. So how many coefficients we have totally? 4 coefficients we have. Okay, so how to identify those coefficients, whether those coefficients are x of 1 coefficients or x of 3 coefficients or x of 2 coefficients? How to identify them? So again, you have to compare this equation 1 with this synthesis equation. So this is the synthesis equation. Now compare this exponential with this general exponential and identify what is k. What is k from here and here? So k is 2. Okay, so k is 2 here. So what is this term? If this k is 2, this is x of 2. So this is x of 2 coefficients. So coefficient at k equal to 2. What is this coefficient? What is k here? K is minus 2. If you compare these two, k is minus 2. So this is x of minus 2. So coefficient at k equal to minus 2. Understand? So similarly, this is at k equal to 3, so this is x of 3. This is at k equal to minus 3, so this is x of minus 3. So we have come across the 4 values of k, that is 2, minus 2, 3 and minus 3. Okay, so this is what we have extracted. X of 2 is 1 by 2j, x of minus 2 is minus 1 by 2j, x of 3 is 1 by 2, x of minus 3 is also 1 by 2. Now see here, x of 3 and x of minus 3 are real terms. So that itself is magnitude. Understand? X of 3 and x of minus 3 are real terms. So they're even positive. So the magnitude of x of 3 is half, magnitude of x of minus 3 is half. So there is no phase part in this. But here, yes, you have magnitude as well as phase because it's a complex term. So that is what it says. So except these 4, all other x of k's are zeros. Okay, so this is something that we need. Now how to plot this? Again, this is the magnitude and this is the phase information we are obtaining. So compare it, so convert it into r theta form. R is your magnitude and theta is your phase, or a square root of a square plus b square you can do to get your magnitude. So doing that, we have obtained our magnitude and phase spectra to be this. So one thing that you should observe here is we have we have 4 components here when we are going for magnitude. Why 4 components? Because we have these two, x of 3 and x of minus 3, as 2 magnitude components, as well as we have in these 2 magnitudes. So what is the magnitude of these two? Half and half are the magnitudes of. What is the magnitude of this? It's again 1 by 2, as we have seen in the last problem. So you can take, this is b, 1 by 2 is b. Okay, so a term is missing in these two. Real term is not there, only imaginary term is there. Take the number. Okay, so square root of Square of that would become half for both. So that's why it is this. But if you take the phase spectra, this x of minus 3 and x of 3 have got no phase. See here, x of minus 3 and x of 3 have no phase because they are what? They are real terms. So there is no phase. So phase is only there with this. Okay, how to identify phase? Convert this number into r theta form. Okay, and theta would give you phase. And that is what we have drawn. Understand? So very similar problem. What was new here? There were two sinusoidals. There were two sinusoids. And how is that omega naught is helping you? See here, what was omega naught? Omega naught was pi. This is pi. Omega naught is pi. Okay, and this is 3 now. Get that point? So how that omega naught was helpful is because if this is supposed to, if this is say pi is there, right? Pi by 2 is there, suppose 3 pi by 2 is there. What is k then? What is k? 3 by 2 is k. 3 pi by 2 is there means 3 by 2 is k because omega naught is pi. So you should compare it with this. Omega naught is pi, so k is 3. Here also omega naught is pi. That's why this 2 is k. Minus 2, it becomes minus 2 is k. Okay, so you should remember what is significance that finding out the frequency omega naught has got here. Understand? If the if omega naught is 3 pi, if omega naught is 3 pi, what is k? If omega naught is 3 pi, what is k? K is 1. So omega naught is not 3 pi, it is pi. So that's why k is 3. So that's why finding out this omega naught, which is pi, is important. So this you need to understand. If you take this as omega naught 2 is 3 pi, so what happens if it's 3 pi? K would be 1. So this, if omega naught is 3 pi, this is omega naught. So beside this, what we have is k, that is 1. So you should not misunderstand. Okay, so we should understand the significance of obtaining the angular frequency of the signal x of t. So this is how we do it. Fine. Now let's move on to the next problem, that is this. Very similar problem. So that's why I've given that for assignment. Cos 4t and sin 8t. So it's a sum of the two sinusoidals. What is omega naught? First omega naught 1 is 4, omega naught 2 is 8. What is the GCD, greatest common divisor? You try get that and try. The answer is there anyways. So you know what to get. Okay, how it would be this is what you need to understand by solving this problem. Okay, so everybody take this assignment. Okay, do it in the assignment book. Fine. You can post it also when I ask you to. Okay, so let's go on with another type of problem. So now understand what is the difference between the first two solutions that we have seen and this problem. In this problem, e power minus t is given. Is this e power minus t a sinusoidal signal is the question. This is an exponential, no doubt this is an exponential. But is this exponential a sinusoidal? Is the question. Yes or no? So this is not a complex exponential. Okay, so this is a real exponential. So let's say, but what they say is this is real exponential, and without making us see whether this is sinusoidal or not, they already said with period 2. This is an x of t with period 2. That means this exponential keeps repeating itself. If this exponential is given, see here, if this exponential is given from 0 to minus infinity or minus infinity to plus infinity, no. So this will not be a periodic signal. But this is very clearly said, this is x of t is e power minus t from minus 1 to 1. So what is the fundamental period? Fundamental period is 2. From 1 to 3, again it would be e power minus t. From 3 to 5, again it would be e power minus t. I'll tell you how to see that. In the next problem, you will understand what I mean. Okay. So it's very clearly told that x of t is e power minus t, and for this signal, this fundamental period is 2. That means this is an exponential signal, but it is repetitive in nature, and it repeats after every 2 seconds. Understand that? Now you cannot you cannot expand this in complex terms as we did in the previous two problems. Understand that? The sinusoidals were there, that's why we were able to express them in complex exponential terms. Okay, but that cannot be the approach here. The approach changes here. So since they've asked us the coefficients, now we need to bring in the equation for coefficients. Now what is the equation for coefficient is what we are seeing. So before that, let's just extract the information that is there. The fundamental period is 2, so t is 2. What is the angular frequency? Angular frequency is always given by 2 pi by t. Any periodic signal will have the fundamental period equal to 2 pi by omega naught. So angular frequency omega naught would be 2 pi by t radians per second, and that would be pi. How that would be pi? Because t is 2, so 2 and 2 gets cancelled, and omega naught would be pi radians per second. Understand this? Now this is omega naught. So keeping this omega naught in mind, let's see how to solve the problem now. Yeah, what equation is this? Till now we didn't use this equation to find the coefficients. So whereas this is the equation for the coefficients, this is the equation for finding the coefficients, but in the previous two problems we didn't do that. How did we solve? We expressed the given sinusoidals in terms of complex exponentials, and seeing those complex exponentials we extracted the coefficients x of k's. Understand? But here this cannot be expressed in terms of complex exponentials. That's why we start with this analysis equation x of k. And what is this t doing here? This t says that we are evaluating this over one period. So this is fundamental period. Fundamental period could be 0 to 2, or it could be 1 to 3, anything. Okay, so you should understand it is a fundamental period t, and this is also t, which is fundamental period. So we need to substitute this t as 2 because it is very clearly given. The t is 2 seconds. This is 2 seconds. I didn't write. This is 2 seconds. This is pi radians per second. Understand that? So let's substitute e power minus t here in place of x of t, because x of t is given in this, x of t is here. So let's bring in this x of t here, that is e power minus t, and t as 2 seconds. How does that look like? So it looks like this. Okay, why it is minus 1 to 1? It is given. See here, this x of t is e power minus t from minus 1 to 1. Okay, 2 seconds. That's why this. Now there are two exponentials in this. You have one complex exponential which was there in that synthesis analysis equation. Okay, and this is the given exponential. Now club these two exponentials. How does it look like? It looks like this. Yes, the two exponentials are clubbed into one. They're combined. Now how to integrate this? See here. So this is how we integrate. Okay, e power minus t is e power minus t divided by minus 1. Okay, whatever is there along with t, the scalar that is there associated with t needs to come in the denominator and apply the limits of integration like this. Okay, I hope you do not have any problems doing this. Fine, this is how it becomes. So your x of k. So now another thing is there. What is e power j k pi? What is e? Is there an e power j k pi here? It's e power minus 1 dot e power j k pi. So e power j k pi is e power j pi to the power k. So that means e power j pi is minus 1 to the power k. Okay. So this is what you need to understand. So that is how we have expressed this. E power j k pi, it's brought here. You take in both the terms, you have e power j k pi. So that e power j k pi is expressed as minus 1 to the power k. Okay, and what is left in this bracket? It's e power 1. Okay, minus e power minus 1. Why that is done? There is a minus here, you should not forget. So that minus is got rid of. That's why the second term came here, the first term came here, and this minus then got eliminated. That's why your x of k looks like this for all k. For all the case, it is this. For some case, it may get zero. So for some case, it may is become non-zero. I don't know. Okay, but this is how your x of k looks like. Now, here what happened? There we were able to extract x of 1s, x of minus 1s, x of 2, x of minus 2. But here we have x of k in hand, equation for x of k. So if you have to have coefficients, what you need to do? You need to substitute 1, you need to substitute minus 1, you need to substitute 2, you need to substitute minus 2, like that. Okay. So since the plot was not asked, here the plot is not asked, they have just asked us to find the coefficients. So we are happy stopping there. So we are happy to find the coefficient, that is x of k. So we are not going beyond this to plot this. If you're asked to plot, what you would do for 2 or 3 values of coefficients, you will find obtain the magnitude, obtain the phase, and plot that. Okay, that was not asked, so we have left it. Now this problem is very similar to the previous problem. In the previous problem, e power minus t equal to e power minus t was given readily, but here they have given the waveform. So seeing the waveforms, we need to extract some additional information along with e power minus t. What is that additional information I need to obtain from seeing this? One thing is e power minus t. What is another thing? The period. Why the period is necessary? Because seeing the period, I need to obtain my omega naught, that is the angular frequency. What is t here? It is 0 to 1. So it is x of t is e power minus t from 0 to 1. So that is it. How it is different from the previous problem? There is just one difference, that is in the period where that pattern which is repetitive exists. In the previous problem, e power minus t. Let's go there and see if see, in this problem, e power minus t is existing from minus 1 to 1. So period is 2. Understand? The waveform is not given. Directly the equation is given, and it's very clearly told that this is e power minus t and this is repetitive, and this exists from minus 1 to plus 1. So it has got a fundamental period 2. Okay. So t equal to 2 is something that is already given. So seeing this, we were able to obtain omega naught. But here in this problem, what we need to do, we have to extract t, seeing this. So here t is 1 and it is ranging from 0 to 1. Whereas in the previous problem, it was e power minus t, but that e power minus t was existing from minus 1 to 1. So t was 2 there. T was 2, but t is 1 here. That is the only difference in the previous problem and this problem. Don't be afraid to see these waveforms. Okay, if you are confident, you can easily extract the info. What are the three things that we need to know? What is x of t? Okay, what is fundamental period? What is angular frequency? So easily that can be done. E power minus t is your x of t, and its range is from 0 to 1. It is repetitive again. So after what seconds it is, but it is repeating after every 1 second. So t is equal to 1 second is the fundamental period. So when fundamental period is known, omega naught is 2 pi radians per second. So this is angular frequency. So it's very similar, only t is different. Since t is different, omega naught is different. Understand? So t was 2 in the previous problem, it is 1 here, and its range is from 0 to 1. So this is the equation again. So go on substituting t and substitute x of t. Again, as in the previous case, in the previous case it was pi. Now omega naught is 2 pi. So that will come here extra. Okay. Now just integrate it and apply the limits of integration, and your x of k would become this. Fine. X of k is this. Very similar problem. Very similar problem. So if e of minus t is given, the equation was given, and in next problem the waveform was given. In the equation, it was existing from minus 1 to 1. In this problem, it is existing from 0 to 1, which we need to understand by seeing the waveform. Okay with this? So this is how we can obtain x of k. So when do we have to use the equation for x of k? When the given signal is not sinusoidal. When the given signal is not sinusoidal, as it was in the case of the first and second problem. Okay, if it is not the sinusoidal, we have to use this equation for x of k to obtain the coefficients, that is equation for x of k. Okay, now so this is plotted here. Okay, so you can go through this. You can just go on substituting k's there. Every k you substitute, it's they have substituted as 0. Substitute 1, the same would be come for -1. Substitute 2, it would also come for -2. So this is what is true. And what type of signal is this? What type of signal is this in frequency domain? It is it is not periodic. X of t is periodic, but x of k is non-periodic. X of k is non-periodic, but it is even signal. X of k is even signal. Whereas C, the phase is also non-periodic, but it is odd signal. Understand that? So it is odd signal. The phase is odd signal. The magnitude plot is even signal. So that's an observation you can make. Fine. So what they have done is they have gone for 8, 8 plus 8 plus 1, 9 values they have gone for. You can limit yourself to 3 plus 3 plus 1. Okay, your wish, but this is how the pattern should look like. X of k's are even signals, magnitude of x of k are even, and phase of x of k are odd signals when they're plotted. Understand that? So that was seen in the first problem also. Even and